Another round of applause to cheer up Professor Mummah. Thank you so much. Professor Mummah lectures at the University of Nairobi.
Thank you very much, Pastor Stephen. I have been here and I've listened to you do things for quite some time now. And I was told that you are here to enhance your values. And so the foundation is concerned about your destiny. That is where you are going. So that is a heavy thing. And it is good that you are here so that you can look at it. But before we do anything, on Saturday, 26th of April, 2003, none of you was born, right? Was there anybody here born then? 2003? Anybody who was born by that time? Let me see. Okay, so we can talk to some people. On 24th of April, 2003, I and some group of people were finishing university. We had been students in the university, and it was time that you are finishing and now leaving the university. And as the culture then was, they organized an event like this for all those who had finished, so that somebody could talk to us, give us some skills as we pursue our destiny. And so on that day, the 24th of April, we were gathered in one of the halls in the university, a chapel. And somebody came to talk to us like we guys are talking to you here today. And they talked to us about something called excellence. Something called? How many of us have heard that word? Excellence, excellence, excellence. We have not heard about that word, excellence? And why are people not responding? Let me see how many of us have heard about the word excellence. Good. So that somebody spoke to us about excellence and told us so many things about excellence. And at the end of that talking that day, we decided that we want to understand what is this destiny thing all about, and how can we pursue this excellence thing so that we are found to be excellent in the way we do things. And so when I was called up today to come and talk to you, then I remembered that somebody once talked to us on this, and it's because of that talk that we defined our values, and therefore we became what we became. So when they tell you enhancing your value, what does this bring to your mind? Somebody to try? What do you understand of this? Just some trial? We have some mic here. Some mic here. Somebody will help me walk with it? Yes. When people sit here and you are reading this thing, enhancing your value, what do you understand? It's him here. Okay. Tell us. Okay, use this. If that is not working.
Enhancing your value, since we've used the word enhancing means to improve something. Your means you, and the value, as we know, is something precious. So one, we want you to know that you're precious and there's something precious in you. Our target is just to improve that value, to increase the precious thing within you, the good things within you.
Okay, I hear you. He says to increase. In summary, to increase a value. Yes, that is true. But what is this animal you call value? What do you understand? Let me see somebody. I want us to. No, she's over there. The lady in a cup. Yeah. What is this thing you call value? Try.
Okay, like you're asking what is enhancing your value. Like in short, I can just say is identifying your strength, or maybe when building your networks.
Identifying?
Your strength, what you're capable of doing.
Identifying your strength. Okay, a good trial. Somebody else? Somebody else wants to say something different? Is she here? She's over here?
The meaning of value is worth of something. Worth of something. The meaning of
worth
value.
of something. She's saying the worth of something. Yes. Anything different before we close on that? Value. Because you people are called to under them enhancing your values. If a good student, you must have asked yourself, what is it that these people are all calling us here for? Because you didn't come from where you came from, just walking here, enhancing your value. No, something must have cropped your mind. Explore and exploit your potential. Final response, what is this thing you call value? Trial? We're just trying. She's here. Ladies are really trying. There are men not in the house.
I can say that value is the usefulness of something.
The usefulness
Of
something.
So when you say value, or to enhance your value, it's like you need to understand that even you're useful to someone or to something somewhere.
Okay. So enhancing your usefulness. Let's stop there for now. So with that thinking, then I will now get us to talk. Now, this thing you call value, I want us to understand it first. You can define it in terms of many things. You can define it personally, to you as a person. You can define it professionally, when it's referring to some expertise somewhere, or you may define it socially if it refers to some societal thing. So it's a complex thing. Now we will try and understand it from the three, so then we are here and we understand what we are talking about. Now I want to try and look at it from the three, and I will add another one, the fourth. When somebody just say value, generally, I know you are students and you've studied English. Generally, you will, when you talk about value, you are talking about the inherent worth of something. The worthiness of something that is not dependent on anything else. For example, you are a human being and you have life. So, your value as a human being does not depend on anything else. Does not depend on which estate you live in Nairobi, does not depend on which church you go to, does not depend on who your parents are, does not depend on the kind of clothes you wear, does not depend on anything, but it is life. That is why, if today, for lack of a better word, I'll use a common man's word. You know, there are people they call madmen. You've heard of that thing? Who are those people? Okay, the person you refer to like that, that is not a good term, but you are using it for the sake of learning. So today, if a mad person was crossing the road there, and they are wearing tatters, or they are not even having any clothes, and the vehicles hits them, everybody will stop, the police will come, and if they have died or injured, or if they are injured, you will find the police taking them to the hospital. Remember, you said they are mad people. You understand? Have you ever asked yourself why the police will carry an injured, mad person to the hospital? If you have never asked, then ask yourself for today. It is because that person has something called intrinsic value. Now, that value is in them by the virtue of the fact that they have life. They have what? So whether they have clothes, whether they have their parents, whether they are having a house or not, whether they were walking or in a piki-piki, does not matter. It is because they have something called life, so they are valuable. You understand? That's one thing called value. Enhancing your value. That's what we are trying to understand. We call that, which I've explained, intrinsic value. Now, the cloth you have has intrinsic value. That is why when you put on your cloth today, somebody puts on their cloth, if you go to the market, you'll realize that the prices are different, right? But you don't remove yours because it's cheaper than the other person's, do you? Why? Because that cloth has something called intrinsic value, and that value is the ability to cover your nakedness. Did you hear me? The ability to? Yes. The food you eat has an intrinsic value. You could be eating for lunch today omena and ugali, or sukuma wiki and ugali. And somebody now, because it's holiday time, is at White Sands Hotel in Mombasa and eating a buffet of seafood and chicken and beef and everything else that is valued at 8,000 a plate. But when they serve you your ugali and sukuma wiki for lunch today, you will not throw it away because it is worth 50 shillings. Do you normally throw away? Do you know why you don't do that? Because that food has something called intrinsic value. Called what? Now that value is the ability to cure your hunger. It doesn't have to be a lunch costing 3,000 to cure your hunger. Your lunch may be a piece of roasted maize, mahindi choma, that you have bought for 20 bob. How many of us do mahindi choma when we walk in the streets? Mahindi choma, 20 bob. And you have eaten your lunch, right? At that time, when you are doing your mahindi choma of 20 bob, somebody is eating a lunch somewhere in a hotel that is costing them 3,000 shillings. Now, you are not throwing away your mahindi Why? Because that mahindi has something called intrinsic value. Called what? And that value is the ability to take care of your hunger and make you live until the next meal. Do you understand? In other words, we are going to ask ourselves, if you are talking about your values, what is your intrinsic value? And I told you that as a human being, you have something called life. You don't have to be President Ruto or somebody else to be valuable. You have value because you have life. Do you understand? That's one part. Then there's something also that we call extrinsic value. We call it what? Si nyinyi ni wa Nairobi. Semeni extrinsic. Now, that one is the worth. We said value means worth of something. So that one, extrinsic, is worth that you assign to something on the basis of its utility or contribution to achieving a goal. Now that is big English. Now understand this. Who are these sleeping here? I'll send you away. We didn't come here to sleep. So if I find you sleeping, I will ask you to go away. I can't come here to speak to sleeping zombies. That cannot happen. So those who are tired, I'll ask the organizers to let you go home. Then we remain with those who are not tired, because we are doing something important. Now, you know a bicycle. No, forget about a bicycle. What is this I'm carrying? Do you think it has value? What is its value? It is able to make us achieve the goal of communicating. If I put it off and you can hear me loudly, right? So the extrinsic value of a microphone is in the ability to let you communicate. You understand? Now, how many of us have money in their pockets now? 10 bob, 20 bob, 30, 50. How many of us have some money in their pocket or in their phone? Anything, 10 bob, 20 bob. You have it in the pocket or on the phone? Wherever you have it. Why are you having it? Why are you having the money? Huh? Why are you having the money? Do you have some money today? Anybody with some money in them? Either on phone or in the pocket? Let's see. Okay, you have some money. I don't know. I don't want to know how much. Why are you keeping that money? Because you are planning to use it to do something, right? Eh? Supposing somebody does for you what you are planning to do with it, what happens to that money? You throw it away. Why? Because you quickly plan something different, right? Now that is what we call extrinsic value. In other words, that thing has some worth because it will help you to achieve some goal. To that extent, are we together? If you are together, say amen. If you are lost, say, oh God. Now, that is fast. We still understanding enhancing your value. Now, as a person, in the personal context, there is something we call individual worth. We said value is the worth of something. So individual worth. Individual? Now these are the unique qualities, abilities, and contribution that make you valuable. Did you hear me? Now look at yourself. Close your eyes. Close your eyes and look at yourself. No, don't look at me. I said close your eyes. Follow instructions. Look at yourself. You can't look at yourself when you are looking at me because you will be looking at me. So close your eyes, then look at yourself. Now ask yourself your name and say, do I have some qualities, some abilities, or some things that I contribute that would make me valuable? Supposing you are not there today, will anybody miss you? Because if there is nothing valuable in you, then nobody will miss you. So ask yourselves, mention your name and say, do I have some quality, ability, or something I contribute that make me valuable? Have you seen yourself? Now you answer that question. Because if you have not seen something, then it means you are valueless. You have no value. Now, can I tell you what does not have a value? One of these days, you will get time, or you have had time. How many of you have time to travel using an aeroplane? Okay, one of these days, you will get a chance to travel using an aeroplane. When they are traveling using an aeroplane, there's a place where they put your bags. And some of the luggages that they carry, bags carry many luggage, isn't it? Some people carry their dead. You've heard that somebody died in America and they're being brought to Kenya. You've heard things like that? When they are coming, they are put in the same aeroplane that other passengers also travel in. But they are put together in the boot. You know the boot of a car? The boot of an aeroplane, together with other bags and other luggages. And that thing, it's normally wrapped and they write it like this. You will always, whenever you are traveling and you've seen something at the luggage place, when you are light, there's a hole like this where you go and pick your bags. They roll like this on a roller, then you look, and you will see something written, cargo without value. When you see a bag written like that, it means it is the body of a dead person. Next time you are picking your bags, you be careful not to pick one that is written, even if it was looking the same color as yours. They will always say, cargo without value. In other words, if in the exercise I've given you, you have looked at yourself and you have not seen any quality or something you are contributing, you have not seen value, then it means you are a cargo without. So that means you are. Which means you are? Means you are valueless, which means you are dead. You fear to say that. In other words, you can be living So you understand? So that is the value thing we are talking about. It means if you have nothing, I told you to look at, close your eyes and look at your life and see whether you have some unique qualities, unique abilities, unique contributions you are making, and you are making to who? Making to your siblings, making to your parents, making to where you live, making to your school, making to where you work. And if you did not see any, then it means you are cargo without value. It means you are dead. It means you can be living and in this hall today, but you are dead. That's why they said enhancing your value. Is it starting to be clearer? Is the topic starting to be clearer? So you don't want to be sitting here, attending whatever you are attending, then you go back home when you are dead. That is at a personal level. Then at a professional level, some of you I can see are probably engaged professionally. And when we say professional, I'll make you understand what it means. Now, this personal value thing, how do you get it? We will get into that. But it comes from morals and principles. It comes from morals and principles. In other words, how you behave. Are you a honest person? If you are honest, then there is a unique quality in you. Are you compassionate? Are you somebody who can feel with others, especially when they are in need? Then it means you have some unique quality. What is your self-worth? Do you understand your value, your confidence, your dignity? Then when this is yes, then you are talking of being a person of value. I've just talked about two things. I've talked about what value is and what personal value is. Now the third aspect of value that I want you to understand, then I'll be bringing somebody to expound on it also, is called value on professional context. Value on professional context. Say professional. Professional context. Now that means the skills that make you indispensable, things that make you worthy in the workplace, the environment, in the industry. And you see, these people that are sponsoring your thing, for example, the University of Nairobi, they enroll you, they teach you to gain some skills to become something called a professional. So then your value is increased. I can see CASNEB Foundation empowering your professional growth. It means they are putting into you some skills that would add value to you and make you or enhance your value. That is what we call value in the professional context.